Hi and welcome to Earthtide Studios. I'm Zach Knight, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make sick, super unique risers and transitions for your productions. These techniques ensure that you're going to be able to create something that is totally unique and different for your songs and sounds nothing like what anyone else has got. There's a couple of different ones that I'll be running through, and you might notice that I've been away for a while, and I'm also in a new spot. This is the new studio that I've been building, and I'm going to make a video breaking down and showing what I've done here sometime soon. Also, I've become a dad, so there's a lot that's happened in my life right now, which is bloody awesome. But for now, we're going to get stuck into having a look at what we need to do to be able to create those sick risers. Don't forget that we have a free vocal production course that teaches you the basics of recording, editing, and mixing. If you want that, just click the link below. But for now, let's get stuck into Cubase. Alright, so we're in Cubase, and today we're working with the song GVO by the band Disillusion. Now, this is a track that I've been producing for the band, and it's sounding sick. Probably going to be out pretty soon. But for now, we're going to get a real small taste of it, and I'm going to show you how I use part of the song to create a sick transition and a few other different things as well. First of all, let's have a quick listen to what we've got going on here. Epic. I love it. I hope you do too. Anyway, more importantly, we're going to check out how to build a sick riser like this one. So the way that you do this is you actually take the song, take the music, or potentially even the vocals as well, of the song that you're working on and print that. What I've done here is I've actually printed out the chorus coming in, because we've got, as you can hear right now, we're going into this big section here, which is the last chorus, and it goes like this. Awesome. We've got a sub hit going on here that's going to make it sound super sick, but I really wanted something unique coming into this really big part of the song. So what I've done is I've printed out the song here, and I've actually taken the bar that we come into, which sounds like this. Sounds pretty much exactly the same as the song. And what you want to do is you want to take that and you want to chuck a reverb on it. And in this particular case, I put on Valhalla Vintage Verb, and I made sure that it was 4 seconds, and I made sure it was 100% wet, no pre-delay, filtered a little bit at the high end, but otherwise it's pretty much just as is. And the whole point of this is to give you a really big reverb trail so that it'll sound like this. Awesome. So what you want to do is you want to render out part of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to render in place. I'm going to check the render settings. I want 4 bars, and we're going to render that out. And what that is going to do is going to give us this awesome big reverb trail. Now I'm going to cut off this part of the bar there, so we only have the reverb trail. And then I'm going to go processes, reverse. And now we have a reversed version of that reverb trail, which sounds like this. Pretty awesome. And honestly, we could use that as is, and that would be a great and interesting, unique riser. But we're not done. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce this. I've done a hotkey there, but I'm basically doing bounce selection here, and it's going to print that audio as is. So now we've got that already there with the processing of the reverse on it. I'm going to drag it down here to 2 bars so that it's sitting in time to come in at the start of when that section comes in. And now I'm going to go onto it and right click, go to process, and we're going to go to pitch shift, and we're going to do a pitch shifting envelope. So we're going to take it from -16 here, and we're only going to take it to 0. And what this is doing, essentially, it is taking it from -16 semitones up to 0 semitones, so up to the current pitch there. So we're creating a pitch envelope, and it's basically driving it in an envelope shape, and it's taking it from -16 semitones to 0. And we're going to have a listen to what that sounds like. Sounds pretty sick. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go to Edit, Functions, and we're going to render it with the current settings. Awesome. So now we have this. And it's pretty damn close. The problem that we've got right now is it is a little too fast in the way that it's finishing. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this reverb and I'm just going to put it over here. And now it's going to have a nice sick reverb trail after it. And I've also faded out the end a little bit there as well. And now it's going to sound like this. Ain't that grand? So now let's put that in context with the rest of the song. And I'm going to make sure it's probably turned down quite a lot because it's going to be pretty loud. I'm going to send it over to my samples track, bus, I should say. And now we're going to have a listen to that with the rest of the song. Hey, pretty awesome. To hear it like way louder so that you can get an understanding of what it's really doing, because obviously it's quite subtle because the song has got so many different things going on. We don't want it to be overshadowing it. I've just turned it up dramatically and we'll have a listen now. Obviously that's way too loud. Doesn't need to be that loud at all. Maybe let's go -20, but realistically, that is a super unique riser that you can do for anything. As you can see in this song, I've done it a couple of times across this last ending section here with different bars, and I feel like it sounds super awesome. And you can usually go into like an 808, or you can go into some kind of other impact as well with it. This is the main sick thing that you can do to get your own super unique riser. So we've got our super unique riser. It sounds sick, totally usable as is. But let's play around with a few different things that we can do to be able to spice it up to that next level, if you want to, of course. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this track twice. I'm going to call this one Reverse Ping Pong. I'm going to call this one Reverse Phase. And we're going to call this one Reverse Stutter. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and I'm actually going to put on a bit of a delay. And I'm going to use Sound Toys Echo Boy, but honestly, you can use most things that have a ping pong. I'm going to leave the mix straight down the center, put the feedback up a little bit, cut out some lows, cut out some highs, give it a whole bunch of saturation. And now what we're going to do is we're going to pick certain sections of this that we're going to have that on. So we're going to go with this part here and this part here, and we're going to delete those. And then we're going to go and take a little bit in there, fade in, a little bit there, fade out, and we're going to take this one here, that there, and we're going to delete those, fade from there to there, there to there, there to there, and there to there. So now we should go from the standard pitch envelope riser to some kind of ping pong, and then coming back into it again. Pretty cool. I'll show you just the reverse ping pong one on its own. Awesome. And of course, blended together, they work really well. So now the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to do a little bit of stuttering stuff. You can use it with so many different sounds. I like using it with obviously these kind of reverses here, but I love using it with vocals and guitars and all those kinds of things. So what we're going to do is we're going to just go through here and we're going to cut along to the beat of the song. So first thing I'm going to do is get rid of those. So we've got beat, 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 beat here, and then we're going to take this one. I've just got this set to 16th notes here, by the way. So we've got a beat here, and then these are 16th notes here. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to duplicate this one here. So in Cubase there, if you hold your mouse over that little square there on the audio waveform and then drag it over, it actually duplicates the audio file there. So now I've made a small adjustment here, made this some 16th notes here at the end. Let's have a quick listen. Sounds cool. Sounds really over the top. Let's put it in with the ping pong. And let's put it in with the other reverse at the end. And now we're going to send them all. Actually, let's leave the ping pong off the reverb, but we'll have them all being sent to the reverb otherwise. Check the volume. Starter doesn't need to be too loud. Let's have a listen. It's pretty weird. I like it. So now we're going to turn these down, not too loud, so they're a little bit more obvious in the mix, and have a listen. Obviously, it's pretty subtle in the mix, but if we say, for instance, have a listen to it with just the drums and the bass and the samples, let's see how that goes. Cool. Definitely builds a whole lot of intensity as it goes across that section there. But obviously you can see there's a lot of different other ways you can treat that, but it's a really cool and interesting way to be able to get your own unique rises and different impacts to use in your productions. So there you go, just a couple of cool techniques to be able to use to get you something super interesting and different for your productions. Notice how that essentially, because you're using part of your own song to create this sound, you're always going to get something that's totally different and totally unique to your production. I like that. But I'm sure that there are other sound design techniques that you've been utilizing in your productions. Throw a comment below, let me know what you've been working on, and let me know how you've been. It's been a while. But for now, don't forget about that free vocal production course that we've got to help you out. And most importantly, take it easy.